What's going on, Sky Squad? We're back in the building. We are back in the mother freaking building. Let me open up the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Y'all, let me know if the mic is too loud. Let me know if the mic is if it's right or if it's too loud or if it's just right. Let me know. Y'all, I took the day off yesterday because I was working on creating a brand new faceless content course for anybody that wants to take it. So now, if you miss one of the faceless live classes, you can just simply take the course. It's in the link in the description. So I redid the entire thing from top to bottom, and everything is in it. All of the examples that I show you, all of the techniques that I show you that I don't really think anybody else is talking about. So if you're looking to create content, I can cut you down on creating your content to about 5 minutes. Okay. I would say, let's say 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, 10 minutes. If you really, once you get it down, like you can create this in 10 minutes, your faceless content. So there is no excuse for y'all to get started. The link will be in the description, or actually I'll open up this link right here. You can actually see some of the reviews from the past live masterclasses here on the page when you go to the page. But just in case, I'll put this in the link right here. You can just tap right in. And it will be the price that is at today. I will keep it at this for the next 24 hours. So anybody that hops in the next 24 hours gets it at this price. And then I'm definitely raising the price because I threw the kitchen sink up into this thing. Okay. Everything in the kitchen sink. Y'all got templates, y'all got examples, y'all got all the tools that I'm using. You got everything that I've done in the past. I mean, like I just give it all to you. So there you go. If you missed the live classes, now you ain't got no excuse. Just go ahead and click the link down below. With that being said, y'all, it felt good to take the day off, but while we did, a lot was happening, y'all. A lot was happening. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. What's going on, babe? I see Virgin Islands is in the building. What's going on? All right, so let's talk about some of these arrests. All right. And we got two big arrests that we haven't really covered on the channel. So let's dive in. Now, generally speaking, I don't really like covering housewives, kids, but particularly when they're not of legal age. However, that is not the case here, as you guys well know. And Nene has been very, very vocal about her past issues with Bryson. So now her oldest son, Bryson, is apparently behind bars after allegedly skipping a very, very important evaluation, as you can see on the screen, and child support payments. So let's get into it. Shout out to the Jasmine Brand for this story. All right. So he was taken into custody in Georgia over unpaid child support and alleged probation violations. Now, according to TMZ, y'all, TMZ stay on the line, baby. They stays on the good line. They are reporting that he was booked on May 1st. So this was a while ago, y'all. This was a while ago, and remains jailed. Oh, okay. So that was almost 2 months ago. We about to hit July, y'all. We really about to hit July. So he remains jailed on charges of failure to pay child support, probation violation, and failure to appear. His bond is reportedly set at $27,000. Now I know some people will probably say, "Well, $27,000, Nene got that sitting in her bank account." But I also feel like Nene is probably at a point where she's like, you know what? There's only so much that she can do, right? And at a certain point in time, I would imagine that you would have to let your child go through the process because otherwise they may never learn. No, I don't know if that's her stance on the matter. I don't know what her status is at the bank, but I would also wager to think that she got it. But at the end of the day, does she want to keep bailing him out of these situations? Because he is at this point a grown man. Now, apparently this probation issue traces back to 2024, a case where police claim Bryson was found with um, a substance that you don't want to find it. You don't want to find this substance in your substance. Okay. Apparently. All right. Now, during questioning, authorities said he allegedly identified himself as Brent Leaks, the name of Nene's youngest son. So I remember this story because I just thought it was so crazy how you would basically say, yo, I'm not Bryson, I'm Brent. Like, let me blame it on my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me put my brother in it. So he was later charged with giving a false name to officers in possession of a controlled substance. Under a plea deal, the charge was dropped, but he received 12 months of probation. So that's where the probation stems from. So the prosecutors now claim that he failed to report, complete a evaluation for substances, finish his community service, or pay his fines. Okay, so there's a lot that's going on here that he is not keeping up with. So that's problematic in and of itself. And again, at a certain point in time, that's a grown man. And so I'm not necessarily sure, because I know a lot of people would probably feel like, well, Nene can bail him out. Nene can bail him out. But how many times is she supposed to keep doing it, before he has to also wake up and realize that this can't keep happening and he can't keep putting himself or his family through this. Okay. So it's a difficult situation. And I know that it is one that many of us in our families, we deal with, right? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it all the way real. I guarantee you, somebody in this chat, maybe it could be 80% of the people in this chat know somebody who has dealt with this type of issue with a family member. And that family member just continues to not do right. And you can try to raise your child as best you possibly can. I am not the type of person that blames the parents, but I do think that, what do you do in this situation? These are questions that I still ask myself to this day about certain family members. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I still ask myself why is it that you are still in this space that you're at where you're still finding yourself in these situations? And when we talk about it as like family members, we're looking at the people and we're like, where did everything go wrong? Where did everything go wrong? And it's frustrating. It's super frustrating because I know also too, the reality is in some of these situations, and I'm just keep it 100% with y'all, those people's elders are getting older. So as the elders are getting older in the family, and you still have these young people who are at this space where they're just not with it, you just be wondering to yourself, like, you do realize time is not on our side right now, right? So I don't know why you don't get this thing together at a certain point in time so you can take it. Let me let it go. Let me, because I get it. I come at these stories. I'm gonna be for real with y'all. I come at some of these stories with like, I'm just gonna keep it real. We are all dealing with this on some level. I know some of us, not all y'all. Some of y'all privileged and y'all ain't got to worry about none of this. But for the rest of us, we still got these family members that's still up in that ain't gonna get it right. And I don't know why. I mean, I have no idea. And sometimes I wonder if for some people it becomes easier. Sometimes I wonder if it becomes easier to get locked up than it is to live outside. And walk with me here. When you get locked up, your life is pretty much run for you, right? I'm assuming, based on what I've seen on TV, okay? Your life is pretty much run for you. So you don't have to think about your meals. You don't have to think about, your accommodations. You don't have to think about none. Everything is structured for you. And it is probably the one place where you may not be able to get the things that would send you back in, right? So this may be your opportunity to live in a moment of sanity and not have responsibility. And maybe that's appealing. Maybe that becomes more appealing than having to be on the outside world and have all of these bills, expenses, responsibilities. And maybe when these people go back in, maybe they don't have that. They don't have to worry about none of that. And so life becomes a little bit easier. That's the only thing I could possibly say in that situation. Like, for this question, why would people like going back in? Maybe life becomes so much easier for them when they're in the system than when they're out of it. I don't know. But because I know that people will say, well, and two things. I know that people will say that, well, if you're going to talk about this arrest, you've got to talk about this arrest. Okay? So let's get into it. Teresa's daughter, Melania, was linked to an alleged assault, but I'm going to take you beyond the story and into what is being stated about this as more details are being revealed. Okay. So for those of you guys that don't know, Teresa has 4 daughters. Teresa, the star of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, for which is currently being filmed. Okay. So here's what the tea is according to Reality Blurb. All right. So apparently she was going at it with one of her sisters. Well, let me go back first of all. Okay. Teresa's third daughter was arrested on May 14th on an assault charge. Now, news of this ended up surfacing about like last week at some point. But the problem is when it was released, we didn't have any real details about what happened. So everybody was kind of speculating over like, well, what caused this, right? So now, as further details are being released, they're saying that Melania was going. Now, if you have ever seen Real Housewives of New Jersey, you will know that Melania, in my opinion, this is not shocking to me, okay? Because Melania was very much about it. That's what she gave on the show. She always gave about it on the show to me, like even more so than Gia. She gives bout it like I'm about the fisticuffs, right? And again, if you know, you know, and if you don't, walk with me, okay? So allegedly, she was going at it with one of her sisters, and Louis, who is Teresa's man, her husband, who's always in the news, got involved to try to stop her and calm her down, and he had to restrain her. So they say that while it's unknown if she did hit him, anyone being restrained would likely try to get free, and it's completely plausible that he could have gotten hit in the process. Now, due to the situation going on, allegedly another sister got nervous and picked up the phone and called the cops. At this time, it remains unknown if she did this of her own free will or if Louis instructed her to call the police. Okay? So we don't know who exactly called, but there is speculation that it was one of these sisters. Now, apparently, I want y'all to know this because it's important because Real Housewives of New Jersey is currently filming. All right. So I would imagine that this is going to, in some way, shape, or form, be featured in the show, whether or not the exact fight will or not. But that would have been one of the reasons why I would have thought that maybe they didn't release too many details because this was also going to be filmed and they were trying to keep it under wraps. But here's what happened. They do say that an explosive fight happened at the house where things were escalated. And there was so much going on that the sister ended up pulling the trigger and calling the cops on her. It was out of fear for people's safety and for the fact that Melania was going at multiple people. Now, Melania is 20 and she was taken into police custody by the Montville Township Police after her involvement in what they are calling a domestic incident on May 14th that occurred around 6:12 p.m. She ended up getting charged with simple assault and purposely knowing and causing bodily injury. Okay. Nobody has made any comment about this yet. A hearing was held on May 19th and no plea was entered. Um, Somebody reported that the Real Housewives of New Jersey cast thinks that Louis was Melania's assault victim. So I feel like this will be on the show, but nobody knows for sure. And what they're speculating here with Reality Blurb is that the secrecy is creating more questions than answers. Filming for season 15 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey is currently underway, and it remains unknown if this will be a topic of the season or not. Now, here's where I'm at with it, right? I don't know if y'all remember Kim D, because Kim D was also a major figure in the Real Housewives of New Jersey lore, okay? And she says that she hopes that Melania be slapped her mom, Teresa, and her stepfather, Louis, okay? I'm like, Kim, you Kim is wild. All right. Kim D is wild. What I will say is this. All right. Now, my thing is, I don't know how y'all could keep this off the show because it has made such major news. And if y'all keep this off the show, then to me, we're not really getting down to the reality of what's really, really going on up in New Jersey. So all I know is, for me, if I'm gonna watch this show, when it premieres, if it's premiering this year, I'm gonna need to see this play out. Okay? I'm gonna need to see it play out. Period. Period. Boom. All right. So that's what's going on. Wait, did I say stepmother? I didn't mean to say step. If I said stepmother, that's not what I meant. But Kim D has been a central figure in the world of Real Housewives of New Jersey since, I started watching this in season. I started watching season 1 or season 2. No, I think I started watching in season 1. Kim D came in around maybe season 2, season 3. Season 2, I think, was when we first started seeing Kim D, because she's the one who held the fashion show, the posh fashion show, where Teresa chased Danielle Staub around the building, if y'all remember correctly. Okay. Kim is wild. Kim is wild. Kim is wild. Okay. Kim is wild. You know what else is wild? Let's get into the Potomac of it all. All right, we'll come back to Joseline in a minute. All right, Potomac, y'all. Okay, so here's what's interesting for me. Okay. All right, let's put it out on the table. The cast is filming their cast trip in London right now, apparently, as we speak. Okay. So I guess, okay, I'm not mad at London, because for me, I feel like, please give these ladies international destinations that are worthy of take people on a journey to places that they haven't seen. I don't know how many times I could see the cast go to Mexico, and Married to Medicine. My God, today. Can we ever get them back out of the country, like get them like international waters someplace? Take them someplace to Africa, because I just feel like they would do so. There's so much, like it would just pull in so many great story arcs if they did that. But that's just beyond me. Okay, we're not talking about them right now. Let's get back to Real Housewives of Potomac. They're in London. So my question was, and I wondered this, I asked myself, would Wendy's would her current legal situation factor into her ability to travel internationally? But I would wonder if maybe the attorneys were able to work out the deal for her to travel, because it is technically for her work. Okay? Because somebody asked us in the chat, how was Wendy filming whilst going through a criminal trial? Now, filming while going through a criminal trial, I mean, I don't really have a problem with that because I know we've seen that before, right? When Karen was going through her legal issues, we saw it playing out. When Jen Shaw was going through her legal issues, we saw it playing out on the show. So Wendy going through her legal issues and seeing it play out on the show, actually, I mean, it gives Wendy, I hate to say it, but it gives her story arc, right? I mean, a ready-made story arc, whether she likes it or not. And, you know, not to be callous about the situation, but that's just what it is for production. But I was wondering how would she, or if she would be able to. So it is a shock to me that she's able to do it. I'm not mad at it because I do enjoy Wendy on the show. So for me, I'm not mad at it at all. But I was wondering, like, well, how would this work out? Like, girl, how you gonna do that? The young lady down below in the lower left-hand cubicle, I cannot recall this young lady's name to save my life, but she is filming with the ladies. Monique is also back, and we know Robin is back as well. No word on what stories are popping off, but we do know that according to the boots on the ground, shout out to Real Housewives Reality Love. Boots on the ground, the Real Housewives of Potomac ladies are indeed filming in London. And as the sign points out, you are being photographed. Please be advised that True Entertainment LLC is filming scenes and background material in this area related to the TV production titled The Real Housewives of Potomac. If you enter this area, you may appear, and you agree to appear, in this or another production in any and all media now known or later devised, worldwide, in perpetuity, including in advertisements and promotions. Please do not enter this area if you do not wish to appear. We are sorry for any inconvenience and thank you for your cooperation. Okay? Letting y'all know right off the rip, man, you gonna be filmed. We gonna use your likeness in perpetuity should you choose to remain in this area. Okay? So either get out or be on TV. Okay? Okay. A little bit of tea for you, and just in case you didn't know where the cast trip was, what was going on, and now that we know that the cast trip is happening, we can relatively assume that we got probably a few more weeks of filming before the season has ended. And I would say that we probably are on track to get the Real Housewives of Potomac back around October. If not, I mean, I would not assume before, but we know that once, I would say we should look for Potomac sometime. I mean, once Atlanta ends, and we know Atlanta is about to film their reunion if they ain't around some such time right now or later. Okay, I think it's about now. If they haven't, I think it's about now because we would have heard if they filmed it already. We would have heard the word. Okay. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited to hear I'm excited to see what this season is about because we haven't heard a peep. And I don't go asking for no information, to be honest with you. Now, I do like to be spoiled. And I like when y'all write in the comments that you too like to be spoiled. Okay. Somebody wrote in the comments the other day, spoil me. And I was like, you know, it just made my skin, like, it just gave me a tingle in my skin because I love it. I'm like, you get it. But at the same time, if I don't have to know anything, then I don't want to know until the trailer comes out. That way I could be surprised and filled with anticipation for the new season. So, and again, I don't ask the people that I know surrounding production anything. I don't ask them nothing about it because, again, I don't want to ruin the intent. Not like I would tell anybody, but if possible, I don't want to ruin the integrity of what it is that they have going on. And sometimes I feel like in the past we've gotten too much information, and then by the time we end up seeing it, we'd be frustrated. So no, let's just keep it under wraps for right now. All right. I mean, unless a fight breaks out, then let us know the tea then. Okay. Melania style. Just another note as a reminder for you guys that Joseline is saying that Real Housewives of Miami needs a younger woman. All right. And she's asking Andy, what's up though? What's up? What is up? I mean, Joseline, Real Housewives of Miami. And you know what? It's funny, y'all. I did a post on my Instagram where I kind of broke down my thoughts on that. Let me see if I can take you there. Take me through there. Take me through there. And I said it would only work. This is the only way that situation will work, in my opinion. All right. If you're gonna do a new Miami, then you got to take away some of those other girls. I don't think Marisol and Alexia will work for Joseline. And I'm just saying, humor me for a second. Humor me. Humor me. To me, this would be the only type of cast that I could see surrounding a Joseline. Now, I know I'm stretching my imagination beyond the capacity of what it should be stretched right now, because number one, I don't ever see this happening. But in the unlikely event that it did, this would be the cast that I would see. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, Joseline, we know that Joseline wants Andy to cast her, right? We've seen that. I think the advantages are that she's married, she's expecting a new baby, she does live in Miami, she is dramatic, she is polarizing, and we know that she's capable of mollywopping just about anybody, right? We've seen her in action. Now, see, this could also work to her disadvantage because she is so well known for mollywopping that I don't know if for Bravo, if she would just, I mean, she might just be more of a security risk than anything else. So I just don't know if she would just be able to hold her hands long enough to really get through filming much of the season. So that would be my concern. But she has held her own on Married to Medicine against Toya, if y'all don't recall that. So there is some history with her appearing on Bravo. So they have taken a chance on her before. For those of you guys who would say, well, Bravo would never touch her, she did make an appearance on Married to Medicine. Now, Miami right now is on a pause and the show is in limbo. Now, Andy says, well, they'll be, they're just on pause. Now, we know when the show goes on pause, sometimes they ride off into the sunset. We may never see it again, right? But if you're going to do a new Miami, then you would want to maybe focus, I think, on these ladies here. In my opinion, you want to focus on Guidice. You want to focus on Lisa, who also had her own legal situation going on. So that's story right there. I mean, for as much as some of these people are like, getting locked up, I mean, they're not necessarily too far from Joseline's sphere of her, because she mollywops. And so Lisa's getting a little bit of street cred there. So there's that. And I think Larsa would work with a Joseline. Now, would she actually go to work with a Joseline on set? I don't know. But I think she could work alongside a Joseline if the money is right. Kiki would obviously work because Kiki is just, to me, she's just funny, right? And so then what I said was, I like it when they bring in two new people. So in my mind, you bring in Joseline, who is a little rough around the edges. Hopefully she doesn't go the K Michelle route and leave the scenes. But then you bring in somebody also a little bit more posh and elegant by the name of Chef Danny. I don't know if you guys follow Chef Danny on Instagram, but she is also in Miami. So you bring in these two new ladies, and then I think we got ourselves chaos and confusion and craziness. See, you see how I have worked this out for everyone? I have done all of the work for everyone here. No one has to do any work. I've done it for you. I've done the entire casting process for you. Now, I know we would be taking a risk on Joseline. I know it will be a huge security risk because, listen, somebody might just get a beat down on any given day, from production, producers, to cast members, to passersby. I don't know. We don't know. Now, that might be part of the magic that Miami needs. I just don't know. But I can tell you this. If Joseline was there, I would definitely be watching. Now, again, I truly understand that I'm stretching the bounds of my imagination here. I'm with it. I got you. I understand. I know. I know I am. However, I just want you to think about it just for 1 second. What this would be. What could it be? No one ever thought that K. Michelle would appear on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And look at us now. Okay. All right. So we're about to get into our Belle Collective discussion. And so we can talk about the episode that occurred just last night. I think I've hit all of my news pieces for the day. So let me pull up the Belle's description. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me just pull it up. While we're doing that, y'all take a look. Our faceless content blueprint is available if you missed any of our live classes that we've done on the past couple of Saturdays. I switched it from Tuesday to Saturday so more people can make it. And then people were still like, oh my God, I missed the class. I missed the class. I missed the class. Well, here you go. Go ahead, click the link down over here. I will put it over here. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me just get this link for you. I'm going to put it in the chat. Now, I'm going to keep it at this price for today for the next 24 hours so y'all could just get in. I like to make this super affordable for y'all so y'all don't have to pay a lot to get what you need to go ahead and get this thing started. You should be able to finish this class in an hour and get started right away with creating your faceless content. I show you exactly how to do it, okay? I show you exactly how to do it. And if you've been in the class before, you already know. You've already seen me do it. I take you behind the scenes of one of my channels. I show you what I did when I first started in 2020. So I've been doing this for a very long time. So I know what I'm talking about. I make this super easy for you. So click that link and don't say, well, I missed the class, because you got 24 hours to tap into it. Okay. So go ahead and do it. It's not live. I recorded this entire thing yesterday. The entire thing. I spent all day doing this and editing it. So when I tell you that I'm definitely taking that price up, I am definitely taking that price up because I spent my entire day doing this. Okay. So there you go. For anybody that wants it, it's right there and it will be in the link in the description. And when I'm done, I will pin it to the first comment of this video. So go ahead and grab that. All right. So this episode is called, it's the season 8. No, yes, it's season 8. Oh Lord. It is season 8 of Belle Collective, y'all. Season 8 of Belle Collective. It's called, it's episode 3. It's called Mother-in-Law and Order. Letitia's marriage is in a crisis. Marie gets betrayed. Wedding prep is stressing Selena out. Kerri and Latrice face troubles with their restaurants and their health. And Lateshia and Latrice's intense feud threatens to I don't think that this is not the right description. I'm reading it from YouTube TV. So the people over at OWN, I want to let y'all know, I don't think this is the right description. Okay? I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think it's right on here. That's what I'm reading. This is not right based on the episode that I saw last night. Okay? So with that being said, let's move on to correct information. And I'm going to break down what happened for you guys in the actual episode as I saw it last night. Okay. Now, the first thing we see is Lateshia is storming out of the event after Selena tells her, hey, girl, Glen went to Mike. He talked about going to see an attorney. I don't know. He mentioned divorce. I don't know. I don't really know. Something like that. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, and I told Latrice and Tambra, but it was just kind of girl talk. I don't know. I just thought you should be aware, and I'm telling you right now in front of the group. Oh God. Lateshia is very much like, I got to get out of here. Okay. So she goes outside. She FaceTimes Glen. She's upset because, see, I get something. I get one thing. I don't think that Glen is wrong for going to see an attorney to understand the post-nup. I don't think that there's a problem with that. But I do understand where Lateshia would feel blindsided by finding this information out and finding out that it was circulating around the collective and finding out that it was he who lit the flame. Okay. He went and told Mike before he had a conversation with her. Now, I'm not saying that he can't do that. In real life, that may happen, right? But in real life, know that if that does happen, then Mike is probably going to have some pillow talk with Selena. And it's probably going to circulate around the collective. And Glen, you've been around this group long enough to understand how this thing works, right? So I do understand why she's upset with him about going to see a lawyer with regards to the post-nup. And I do understand why she would be upset about hearing the word divorce. I told y'all, for me, they circulate the word divorce too much, like way too casually around this group. And I get that it has dramatic impact when you are doing a scene, but I do feel like I am of the belief that if you keep calling something into your life, then you are going to then that's what you're going to get. If you're chanting this out loud. I know this sounds, for some of you guys, you may miss what I'm saying completely, but I do feel like if you are chanting something out loud, okay, if you are constantly saying something, a word, a phrase that you actually really don't want, then I feel like you're basically telling God and the universe, this is what you do want, right? Because why would you keep saying it if you did not want it? It's crazy to me. So anyway, they have this disagreement in the car and she gets frustrated with him and she hangs up on him and then she drives off into the sunset. The next scene that we really get into is, and I thought this was a fun scene to watch. Marie goes on a date with the guy from the speed dating event and they go to Taste. Latrice treats them to a night at Taste. Now, it's funny watching Latrice in the background of this scene. That was probably, the scene was fun. Marie in a more fun element was funny to me because the man told her, he was like, your makeup looks, I really like your makeup. And I thought to myself, that's such an odd compliment. But Marie, I think she took offense to it. And she was like, I wear makeup because I like it, but I don't need makeup. My face is naturally beautiful. I don't need to wear makeup. My face is naturally beautiful. I don't need to wear makeup. My face is naturally beautiful. I don't need to wear. And I was like, girl, I got it. Okay. Like if he ain't got it, I got it. Okay. The camera crew got it. We all got it. Okay, fine, girl. So I thought that was a little strange. I also thought it was strange that he got to singing. I don't know about y'all, but I don't really know that, on our first date, I don't know if I want you to sing to me in the restaurant. Even if you can sing, can I catch you singing? And I'm not going to ask you to sing neither. He volunteered and then she asked. And now everybody in the restaurant is listening and watching and giggling. And while he can sing, I would prefer let that be one of those little surprises. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just catch you singing like as we driving home. And I'm like, oh, snap, you can sing too? Okay. But not you busting out into song like we in a Broadway musical. I don't really like watching musicals, to be honest with y'all, either. I don't like watching musical movies. I shouldn't say this, but I don't even really like when somebody say they want to go see a Broadway show and I'd be like, are they singing? I probably should not say this. I know I shouldn't say it. I know I should not say it, but I really don't enjoy it because I'd be like, can we just get to the story? All this singing and carrying on. I'm like, can we please not? I don't want to hear it. I just want to see the movie. I just want to see the play. I just want to see the acting. But y'all keep breaking out into song and dance and stuff like that. And unless it's gonna be like a cha-cha slide, an electric boogaloo, I don't know. I mean, if y'all shaking it down to the ground, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You just busting out into song in the restaurant, it's kind of embarrassing to me. But that's neither here nor there. I guess it makes for a good job it makes for some good TV or whatever like that. So anyway, he seemed to be the bachelor that was most, in my mind, that would be most appropriate for her to date. But she really didn't seem too interested in him. I know when she first came in, she said that, oh, this is my first date since Cedric. And by the end of the scene, she was like, well, I'm just dating. I'm just dating. I'm checking out all my options. I'm like, well, girl, if this is your first date, he is the option. Okay. But I can also understand that as your first date, you might not want to settle on that first option. Okay. Maybe that's it. So anyway, I mean, she looked fantastic in the scene. I loved what she was wearing. I too loved her makeup. My face is beautiful. Anyway, so Kerri is down at home wherever she lives. somewhere else on Elseworld. I don't know where she lives at I cannot recall. I know she don't live in Jackson. She lives in the Gulf Coast. Is that a town? Is that like, or is just kind of like an area? Is that what it's called? Somebody let me know because I'm unfamiliar. Anyway, she is wherever her home is. Her mama stops by, and then Miss Mother-in-law stops by. I think her name is Marlene. So based on the preview, I thought that Miss Marlene was going to eat Kerri alive. I really thought that Miss Marlene was going to eat her alive in this scene. I did. But I think Kerri might have ate Miss Marlene alive. I don't know. I felt like Miss Kerri baby was sitting already. This is probably the strongest I've seen Kerri take a stance since she's been on this show. And I was actually kind of like cringing a little bit because I was like, she went harder at the mother-in-law than I thought she would. Now, I can't say that I blame her. But it was almost to the point of being defensive. And I think she anticipated the mother-in-law coming in on the offense. And so she said, oh, no, ma'am, not today, not in my house, not with my mother sitting right here. Now, Miss Marlene's stance is, what are you doing for my son? Why are you not home more with the kids? Why are you not baking cookies and making meals for these people that live in your household, your family? Why are you running out here in these streets trying to do all this and be all you can be? Okay. Why are you not taking care of my son, ma'am? And so Kerri is very much like, we don't have a traditional marriage. And matter of fact, to be quite honest with you, I don't agree that Kerri's husband should have sent his mother in to have this conversation, even though I understand that he might have thought that it would have been two women relating to each other about how marriage works. I just feel kind of like, no, I don't think this is the right move because mom already gives that she don't really like Kerri all that much anyway. And so I don't know. Now I like Miss Marlene. Miss Marlene to me is fabulous. She is. She came up in there with this gray, that platinum gray hair, and the tuxedo jacket. I mean, Miss Marlene is a vibe to me. Okay, she's a whole style vibe. If anything, Miss Marlene needs to be the influencer. Okay, influencing the girls with their style as they get older. Okay. That's the T right there. Catch that. That's the T. If you, is Miss Marlene on Instagram? Is that her name? Or did I give her? Did I make up a name for her? I don't know. But whatever it is, I like her. But I do think her stance on this situation is completely wrong, because I do feel like their marriage is their marriage and they need to work it out on how they need to work it out. If Matt needs more of her at home, then he's going to have to work with her to do that. And it can't be that mom-in-law comes in, because that's a recipe for disaster right there. And it creates further friction. And I get that he may want to communicate with his mother about what his need, what, you know what, actually, I kind of don't. 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 Like, it kind of makes me feel like if you got to go running home to mama to tell mama that you are unhappy, like, tell your wife or find a friend. Do what Glen does. Tell everybody else. Actually, I take it back. At least if Matt tells his mama, she ain't gonna tell the rest of the group. So maybe that's for the best. Actually, Matt, I recant my statement. Go back and tell your mama, because at least you know she got your best interest at heart, and she ain't gonna tell nobody else no pillow talking. If she did pillow talking, she pillow talking with her man, and her man ain't part of the show. So it is what it is. That way your business ain't spreading. But at the end of the day, it kind of really does give. Let me go back and tell mommy what's going on in my marriage so she can come over and fix it. But man, baby, let me tell you something. I like, and Miss Marlene was like, "Where your bra at?" Kerri was like, "My tatas are just pushed up. You jealous?" Oh, Kerri, I need you to bring that same energy to the scenes with the ladies with the bells, okay? Because whatever you was giving mama last night, whatever you had to drink before she got there, and I'm not saying you was drunk. I'm not saying that at all. That ain't what I'm saying. All I'm saying is whatever you had injected into your veins in that moment, and I just mean whatever level of confidence you was exhibiting last night, that is the confidence I need you to bring when these bells, when they be coming at you about how much you be lying, okay? They be saying you lying and flip-flopping, but I don't really see Kerri as a liar and flip-flopper. I really just see her as somebody who is new to this game, and she just trying to figure out her way as best she can. I really feel like Kerri is probably a nice lady, but as we can see in last night's episode, don't test her, okay? Because she will go there. And to be quite frank, I felt like she was actually borderline disrespectful when she talked to Matt about his mother, because when she had to sit down with Matt following up that conversation with Miss Marlene and the mamas, I felt like when she called the mom a bulldog, I get the metaphor that she's trying to use there, but I think in equating the mom to a dog in any way, shape, or form, even metaphorically speaking, is inappropriate, in my opinion, because she might have been like a dog with a bone, metaphorically speaking, like she wasn't letting it go. I just don't think you should be saying it to your husband or in an interview, because I don't think that it was, unless the conversation was much worse than what we actually saw, and in case the relationship is that much more fractured than we know, right? I did feel like she was borderline disrespectful about the way she was speaking about his mom. It is not a way that I could imagine. Even if I felt like the mother-in-law disliked me, I could never speak about her in the way that I felt like Kerri spoke about the mother-in-law. But also, too, it is perhaps because I'm going to state this, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm also a man. So the way in which I can imagine speaking to a woman or about a particular woman who is a mother figure in my life, it would be very difficult for me as the man to actually think and speak about her in that way. Whereas for a woman, I feel like the infractions and the disrespect level may feel different for the mother-in-law as well as for the married woman who is in this relationship, right? So I'm not going to negate that I am missing a key link here in the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law dynamic as it relates to who is actually married to the man and who has the first position in his life. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. I readily admit I lack that area of expertise. And I think that needs to be stated because I think for some women that could make a very, very big difference. And I do like to be cognizant of those things as I recap these stories. Okay. And these shows. I understand that. And I want to be aware of that. No, Kerri is on Belle Collective. Also, too, I did ask you guys about Heart and Hustle. I have as yet not started watching Heart and Hustle. I was trying to wait fully until Love and Marriage Huntsville went off before I brought in another show because it is very, for me, it's a lot of back-to-back shows on the weekends. So it becomes difficult for me to maintain my same level of excitement and energy for a live. Lives for me, y'all, are like, they're a little exhausting. Not in a bad way, but in the best way. I put everything I got into this, and then I gotta go woosah because I've just given everything to, it's like putting it all on the stage, okay? Right? So to have three, like, okay, you got your Friday night show you got to watch, then you got your Saturday night show you got to watch. So you're working on a Saturday, you're working on a Sunday, then you're working on a Monday. It's like 3 days of live shows back to back. It's just, for me, it's difficult. It may be easy for other people, but it's not easy for me. Okay. So anyway, I plan on watching it. I just need some time to add it into my rotation, and I needed to get Love and Marriage Huntsville offloaded. All right. The next scene that we see is Marie meets up with Tambra and Latrice for apparently a cigar bar, but there are no cigars at this bar. Okay. Or at least none were shown or none were smoked that we saw. All right. So this is a cute little scene. You know, Latrice reveals that she wants to have a baby. She wants to babysit Tambra's little baby, and Tambra's looking at her like, girl, I'm not letting nobody touch my baby. like you cannot put your hands on my baby. London Simone. You cannot touch London Simone. I don't care how good of friends we are, but not you. No, Meredith. No. So Marie is very much like, girl, Latrice, until you handle your situation with your surgery, she was like, yo, blood clots and your surgeries, you don't need to be worried about having no baby. Okay. As she said it, I had a similar thought. Like, there may be some truth to what Marie is saying. Maybe let's take care of these issues first and then take care of the next issues, the baby, after we get this taken care of first. Because if you can't slow down enough to have surgery, girl, what are you going to do with a full life in your hands? Okay. So I did agree on that now that I think about it. Like, Marie could have been shady with that, but there was some, I think, truth and honesty in her statement as well. Marie really wants to know what's the tea with why Selena would spill the tea to the group about Glen and this post-nup divorce talk. And the girls are like, listen, we was just talking. It was girl talk. It was not malicious or nothing like that. I didn't receive Selena bringing it to the group as malicious as much as maybe curious. But I do agree that if Selena wants to have, and this could have been Selena's way of thinking, well, girl, you didn't get back. Nobody got back to me when it was about Mike. So why am I going to go directly to you if the situation is reversed? So she could have been like, turnabout is fair play, and here we are. How you like that? You don't like it very much when it happens to you, do you? I didn't like it when it happened to me, and you don't like it when it happened to you. I guess we even. She could have been thinking that. I don't know. But it did not feel like, I guess, though, that I do understand this, that it did leave room for the women to judge Lateshia and her situation and further emphasize the point that she is always the last to know what is going on. But maybe Glen also feels that way too. I don't know. I don't know. There is a conversation with Latrice's mom and Cliff about him accepting the idea of her having a baby. And that conversation is followed up at the end with a conversation as they are fishing about potentially having a child. Now, Cliff does not want a child because Cliff is 56. Okay. Now, to be quite frank with you, I get it. At 56, the man is probably like, I've already got kids. And you know what? I'm just trying to live and travel. I get that. Because he's 56. Girl, he's 56. He's 56. Now, what I'm saying by that is you got to think about that relative to how a child grows, babe. By the time this child turns 18, 56 plus 18, that man will be 74. That means he's going to be dealing with a teenager in his late 60s. Y'all know teenagers are bad. Who at 60 something wants to be dealing with a bad ASS teenager? Okay? Like, let's keep it all the way for real. Who wants to do that? I don't know. I don't think it would be me. At 60 something, I would like to be trying to live my best life. I don't know that I want to be dealing with a you know, teenagers, they could be nasty somethings. They could just be nasty somethings. You know, I just look up from what I see on the TV because yes, man, I just felt like, ooh, they just be moody and they just so rambunctious and they just, oh, especially teenagers these days. I'm just like, oh God. Oh God. Oh no. So I understand where he's coming from with it, but I also understand where she's at too. Now, this is the issue that you run into when you marry somebody who is, you know, a little older than you. I mean, let's just call a thing a thing. Cliff is, older than her. So now I understand she too has to be ready for this. So I don't think that any woman should be rushed into having a kid when they're not ready. But again, we're going to have to make some type of concessions when you know that the man is older and you are younger. That's just going to be the reality of it. Either he's going to be much, much older and the kid is growing, or you're going to have a baby now when y'all get together. So, I don't know. Listen, I think that at the end of the day, they get into this argument. Again, the divorce word is brought up, which I'm always kind of like, y'all just throw this word around so casually. I just have never seen the likes. She gets up, she storms off, and she's like, I'm going to have a baby one way or another. And somehow I believe she could. She will. She might. One way or another. See, this is what I'm talking about. Mother of, wait, does it say 12? Anyway, mother of 1294 says, I'm 53 with a 19-year-old and her dad is 59. We are tired. Okay? Tired. My. So I don't know what you're gonna do, Latrice. Maybe y'all have to adopt somebody. Adopt a kid, and maybe the kid can be. I don't know. What you want, the baby? Okay, if you want the baby, then okay, then you might have some issues. But maybe y'all can adopt a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old. How about that? I don't know. Oh, mother of 1294 says I only have one child. Okay. I get it. And you're still tired. Just with the one? I don't know how old Latrice is. I would imagine she's in her 30s. 30s. I would imagine. Yes, please. Let's get these likes up. I mean, how many? Now, come on now. Y'all got to hit that like button. Yeah, slap it. Just slap it one time for me. Okay, it's free. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Let me see if I missed anything. Sherry is running it back to an older a story from the beginning. Says, how are you going to pay court costs? It's a circle you can't get free from. And then after 2 years of trying, they send you to jail. The system is messed up. Don't do crime. I mean, she wasn't ready. not any Marlene gonna be trouble. Ooh. Tanisha says, I normally side with the woman, but in this case, she went to see one first and told him later what would be wrong with him going to see one and tell her when he was ready. I mean, you got a point there. Not she liked when Cedric saying to her, ooh. My. Jewel, I be trying to tell him, don't miss class, don't miss out on the class, don't miss the faceless content class, don't miss it. Yeah, if you miss it, you miss it. All right, let me see if y'all had anything else to say. I really miss JJ and Saguchi and Willie and his wife Akeisha. I mean, they were a good fit for the show. I mean, they did give some good TV. I do think that they gave some great TV. So Gucci and the girls. I'm 57 with a 17-year-old son, and I'm tired of asking him to clean his room and the bathroom. I mean, see, that's what I'm saying. Hey, it's your first time catching a live. What's going on? What's good, Stacy? Shot-Town in the building. All right, y'all. So I posted the link to the Faceless Content Blueprint. It is a 1-hour class, y'all. If you got 1 hour, you can just take care of that in your day to day. When you get done, the price will be the same for the next 24 hours. It's super low. Okay. If you have missed the Faceless live classes, dive into this. I have re-recorded everything that goes into the live class. I put it all together, edited it all together yesterday. So you got all the information there. I take you through every single process. I broke it down by timestamps. I have you all of your additional resources. Everything is all laid out for you. If you do not grab it now at where it is right now, do not say to me, Richie, are you putting together another class? Because I just did it. Okay. I just did it for you specifically, those who missed it. Hop in, grab it now. Okay. Grab it now. Y'all know what's funny? I don't even advertise this anyplace else. I just advertise it to y'all. Okay. So I haven't taken this to Instagram or no place else. So I'm going to leave it here for 24 hours on this video, and you can drop it while it's hot. Okay. Drop it while it's hot. Dive in. I'm telling you, I show you some things that you're just going to be like, it's going to make you mad that you had not already started, but you did not know what you did not know. Okay. So with that being said, dive on in. Don't miss it. I'm going to leave it up again for 24 hours. Happy Father's Day. Okay. Happy Juneteenth. All right. I spent my Juneteenth working for y'all. With that being said, y'all, keep it locked onto the channel. We'll be back with another video. I don't even know if we don't have a show. I don't know that we have any. We don't have any shows tonight, right? Love and Marriage Huntsville is done. Yeah, so I think we good, y'all. Enjoy. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you haven't already done so. Tap that like button. It is totally free, y'all. Totally free. Great way to support the channel. And I will catch you in the next video.